Nur Devlet, Tatar, Nur Devlet, was a Khan of the Khanate, 1466–1467, 1467–1469 and 1475–1476, and the son of Haci I Giray, the founder of Khanate. Upon the death of Haci I Giray in 1466, braked the rivalries between his sons, and Nur Devlet, the eldest son, took power in 1567 but was overthrown by Meñli I Giray in 1467. Only stayed a few months and Nur Devlet regained control. In 1467 he sent an embassy to Poland announcing his ascent to the throne and subsequently emanating from the alliance on equal terms with his father. Poland replied politely on favorable terms. In a new offensive, Meñli I Giray supported the Genoese return to take power in January 1469. Nur Devlet took refuge in Moscow. In 1475 the Ottomans, at the request of the Shirin Beg, were captured, and the Khanate Meñli I Giray, but his expedition was not directed against Khan but against the Genoese. The capture of Khan, closed to the Castle of the Seven Towers, led to the recovery of power by his brother Nur Devlet, recognized by the Turks. But the Ottomans go to war against Moldova, and Nur asked to send a contingent to support the Turks to make a fun, and Nur Devlet could not do it, perhaps because they had not yet consolidated his authority. Then the Sultan freed in exchange for Meñli I Giray become Ottoman vassal. It is said that gave him an army, and it is unclear whether the goal was to overthrow Nur Devlet, but there was because this time he was defeated and expelled from the Khanate in 1476 by Ahmad Khan of the Horde Golden Khan, who named his nephew Janibeg Khan. More likely it was after the conquest of the Khanate to the Golden Horde when the Ottoman army gave Menlo, 1477, and was then dominated the Khanate, 1478. Russian exile and government in Casimov. After being expelled from the throne for the third time in 1476, he retired with his brother Haci I Giray in Lithuania and later in Russia towards 1480. This year his son was killed by a Nur Devlet Tatar guilty Nur Devlet killed with his own hands. Shortly after, Haidar was banished by the great prince in Vologda. Nur Devlet took part in the struggle against the Golden Horde, and while the great prince faced Tatars, Nur Devlet was fun and captured the capital, was likely to reward the great prince named Khan Kasimov Daniya Khan when he died in 1486. Murtaza Khan of the Golden Horde, sworn enemy of Meñli I Giray, wrote to him to form an alliance between the Great Horde, Kasimov, and Moscow against the Khan, but the operation did not succeed. Not mentioned again after 1487. Have died but not before 1498 or after 1503. Was succeeded by his son Sadilgan Khan.